I'm wondering if we can get into a little bit of the tech details. So on your, your article online, you do mention that, you're on a cross mobile app. So you're using React Native and with Laravel, and you're building your API on Lumen. So kind of tell me, what's the positive outcomes of those? What's maybe some challenges or struggles you had with those different applications?
For sure. So yeah, we have a stack that we like to work with. Obviously when it makes sense for the project and the client itself. So in this version, the web application is built on a PHP framework called Laravel, and that is open source, which is great for clients like Chris because they're not, paying for any like huge licensing fees or anything like that. And it's very well adopted. Laravel is widely used, and so there's no vendor lock-in or anything like that. And Lumen, which is what the API was built on, that is also a Laravel framework, but it's what's called a Laravel micro framework. And so we use the same tool when we built the API for the Elections Alberta voter registration application. And so that is basically how data is shared across platforms into the cloud. And then the mobile app itself was built out on React Native, and that's a very widely adopted, again, open source platform, that's used by places like Facebook and Airbnb and Dropbox and things of that nature. And the big benefit with React Native is you can write and manage one code base and deploy to both app stores, as opposed to managing two separate code bases. So, there's some efficiency savings there for everybody, which is great. And then all of that stuff the infrastructure is all out of DigitalOcean's Toronto data center. And so we're a DigitalOcean partner. We like to work with them. They're really solid. And on the Toronto data center side is important because it keeps all the data on the right side of the border. So if there are any regulatory requirements around that, which are very prevalent in government and healthcare, then that box is ticked. Right. So that stack, honestly, we don't have any problems with it. We've been working on it for a long time. The only time it doesn't really make sense to use a stack like that, or if there are pre-existing technology requirements that need to be met. So, maybe there's legacy systems that are built out on .NET or something else, then it doesn't make sense to tack on the extra frameworks.
Okay, so if you're kind of looking at an open box in front of you, you really like to use this kind of combination so that you have a lot of flexibility and you're able to kind of customize as you need to your clients and what you're looking for as that end result.
Yeah, that's based in reality. Like there's dozens of different frameworks out there that are all very solid, and most of them will do the job just fine. For anybody who's looking at getting any sort of custom software built, realistically, it's partially about the framework, but it's also partially about the vendor's experience with the framework. Because what you don't want to do is have, a new software provider picking up a new framework and building a new tool on that new framework. There's just too many new moving parts. It's kind of a recipe for disaster. So, when you know the framework inside out and backwards, you can work in it more quickly. You know what to control for and what risks to take and not to take and that kind of stuff.